Weakened muscles, slower reactions, poor nighttime stability, and a nervous system that doesn't respond fast enough when it matters most. That's why so many life-altering falls happen at home, often at night or early morning. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 simple targeted exercises that protect the systems walking cannot. Exercises designed specifically for aging bodies. If you stay with me, you may never look at staying active the same way again. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Exercise number 1, the wall push-up hold, the quiet strength that keeps you independent. What if the moment you start losing your independence doesn't happen in a hospital, but quietly one morning at home, when your arms are no longer strong enough to catch you from a fall? Many adults over 60 don't worry about their arms. They worry about their heart, their knees, their back. But as a surgeon, I've seen something again and again. The slow loss of upper body strength is one of the earliest, most overlooked warning signs of declining independence. It's subtle. You notice jars feel harder to open. Pushing yourself up from the couch takes a second longer. Carrying groceries from the car suddenly requires 2 trips instead of 1. And deep down, a quiet fear appears. What happens if I fall and can't get back up? This is exactly where the wall push-up hold becomes far more powerful than it looks. To do this exercise, stand facing a wall in your home, a hallway wall, a garage wall, anywhere you feel stable. Step back about arm's length. Place your palms flat on the wall at shoulder height, slightly wider than your shoulders. Keep your feet comfortably planted on the floor. Slowly lean your body toward the wall, bending your elbows until your face is just a few inches away. Then pause. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds before pushing yourself back to standing. That pause is the secret. It's not about how many repetitions you do. It's about holding your own body weight in a controlled position. That hold activates the chest, shoulders, arms, and deep core muscles at the same time. The exact muscles your body relies on to brace during a stumble, push yourself up from the floor, or steady yourself against a counter when you feel dizzy. For older adults, especially those living alone, this matters more than strength for appearance. This is protective strength. It's what keeps a minor slip from becoming a life-changing fall. It's what allows you to recover instead of panic when your balance is briefly off. Start with 5 slow repetitions. Focus on breathing steadily. If it feels too easy, step your feet slightly farther from the wall. If it feels challenging, move closer. Your body adapts even after 70, even after 80. When it feels safe, controlled resistance. And here's what many people don't realize. When your upper body is strong, your confidence changes. You move differently. You hesitate less. Fear no longer leads your movements, but strength alone isn't enough. In the next exercise, we'll focus on something even more frightening for many older Americans. The moment your legs no longer respond the way your mind expects them to. Stay with me because this next one protects your mobility in a way walking never can. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. Exercise number 2, the seated leg lift. Reclaiming the strength you fear is slipping away. There's a moment many people over 60 experience, but rarely talk about. You're sitting in a chair, ready to stand up, and for just a split second, your legs hesitate. Not pain, not dizziness, just a brief delay, as if your body needs extra permission to move. That moment can be unsettling. It plants a quiet thought in the back of your mind. What if one day I can't get up on my own? For older adults in the US, especially those who value living independently in their own home, this fear runs deep. Losing the ability to stand, climb stairs, or step up onto a curb doesn't just affect mobility, it shrinks life itself. This is where the seated leg lift becomes far more than a simple movement. To perform this exercise, sit on a firm chair. A dining chair or sturdy armchair works best. Sit all the way back so your spine is upright, your shoulders relaxed, and both feet flat on the floor. Place your hands lightly on the sides of the chair, not to push, but for balance. Now, slowly extend one leg forward, straightening it as much as comfortably possible. Lift until your lower leg is close to parallel with the floor. Hold that position for 2 seconds, then lower the leg slowly, stopping just before your foot touches the ground. Repeat before switching to the other leg. This controlled lift does something walking cannot. It directly targets the quadriceps and hip flexors, the muscles responsible for standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, and stabilizing your body when you step forward. When these muscles weaken, people begin to rely on their arms, furniture, or even other people. That's often the first step toward losing confidence in daily movement. What makes this exercise especially powerful for older adults is the way it isolates each leg. One side at a time must do the work. That matters because many people unknowingly favor one leg as they age. Over time, that imbalance increases fall risk, particularly when stepping off a curb, navigating uneven sidewalks, or getting out of a car. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions per leg. Breathe steadily, move slowly. If it feels easy, that's not a sign it's ineffective. So it means your body is ready to rebuild. Over time, you can add light ankle weights or resistance bands, but only when control feels solid. What I want you to understand is this: strong legs don't just help you move. They help you trust your body again. They reduce the hesitation, the second guessing, the fear of stairs and low chairs. And yet, leg strength alone still isn't the full picture. In the next exercise, we'll address something many seniors don't realize is failing until it's too late: the subtle loss of balance and circulation that often precedes a serious fall. Stay with me because this one protects you in ways you might never expect. Exercise number 3. Exercise number 3, the heel, raise, balance, hold, the hidden lifeline between your feet and your freedom. It often starts with something small. You step off a curb a little too fast. Your foot doesn't land exactly where you expected. For a split second, your heart jumps. Not because you fell, but because you almost did. And later that day, a quiet question lingers. What if next time I don't catch myself? For many Americans over 60, this fear doesn't come from weakness in the arms or stiffness in the back. It comes from something far less obvious: the slow decline of strength and control in the calves and ankles. These muscles don't get much attention, yet they play a decisive role in whether a stumble becomes a recovery or an emergency room visit. This is why the heel raise with a balance hold is one of the most protective exercises you can do as you age. To begin, stand behind a sturdy chair in your kitchen or dining room. Place your hands lightly on the back of the chair, not gripping, just enough to feel secure. Your feet should be hip-width apart, weight evenly distributed. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. When you reach the top, pause. Hold that position for 3 full seconds. Then lower your heels back to the floor slowly and under control. That pause at the top is not optional. It's the moment your body relearns how to stabilize itself. As we age, the calves lose their ability to respond quickly. This affects more than balance. These muscles act like a second heart, helping push blood back up from the legs. When they weaken, circulation slows, swelling increases, and fatigue sets in sooner. Many older adults mistake this for just getting older, not realizing it's a sign their lower body pump system is failing. Perform 10 to 15 slow repetitions. As confidence improves, challenge yourself by looking straight ahead instead of down at your feet. This trains the brain and inner ear to work together, a skill essential for navigating grocery store aisles, uneven sidewalks, or stairs without railings. What makes this exercise especially important is how it prepares you for real life. When you trip, your body's first instinct is to push off with your toes to regain balance. If that response is weak or delayed, the fall happens fast. Strengthening this movement restores your ability to react, not freeze. Research from organizations like the National Institute on Aging has shown that lower leg strength is strongly linked to maintaining independence in later years. But beyond the data, I've seen it in my patients. Those who train this movement walk with more confidence, hesitate less, and trust their bodies again. Still, balance and circulation are only part of the story. In the next exercise, we'll address a movement so essential that losing it often marks the beginning of true dependence, the simple act of standing up from a chair. And what I'm about to share may completely change how you look at your knees. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now, let's keep going with point number 4. Exercise number 4, the chair exercise number 4, squat. Protecting the moment you're afraid to lose. Have you ever caught yourself choosing which chair to sit in, not for comfort, but for safety? Many adults over 60 do this quietly. You scan the room, you avoid low couches, you position your hands just in case, and in that small private calculation lives a fear few people admit out loud. What if I sit down and can't get back up? That fear is not irrational. In clinical medicine, difficulty rising from a chair is one of the strongest early predictors of declining independence. It's often the turning point between living freely and needing help. The good news is that this ability can be trained safely, deliberately, and effectively through the chair squat. To perform this exercise, place a sturdy chair behind you, ideally one that doesn't move on the floor. Stand with your feet about hip width apart, toes angled slightly outward. This foot position matters. It aligns your hips naturally and reduces stress on the knees. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward for balance, not to push. Now begin the movement by sending your hips backward, not by bending your knees first. Imagine you're reaching your hips toward the chair behind you. Lower yourself slowly for about 3 seconds until your hips lightly touch the seat. Do not fully sit down. The moment you feel the chair, reverse direction and stand back up, pressing through your heels and tightening your glutes as you rise. This movement trains far more than leg strength. It restores coordination between the hips, thighs, core, and spine. The same coordination required to get out of bed, stand up from the toilet, or rise from a car seat. When this pattern weakens, people compensate by using their arms, leaning forward excessively, or avoiding the movement altogether. Over time, that avoidance accelerates decline. What many older Americans worry about is knee pain. Here's the truth. When performed correctly, chair squats often reduce knee discomfort. By shifting the workload to the hips and glutes, the knees are supported rather than overloaded. Research from centers like the Stanford Longevity Center has shown that this exact movement improves lower body power, the ability to generate force quickly, which is critical for preventing falls. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions. Move slowly. Control matters more than depth. As strength improves, increase to 12 or 15 repetitions. Over time, you may even lower the seat height slightly, increasing the challenge without adding risk. Here's what's most important. This exercise restores confidence. When you trust your ability to stand up, your world expands again. You stop planning your day around chairs. You stop hesitating. You move with intention instead of caution. But even strong legs and hips aren't enough on their own. In the final exercise, we'll bring everything together: strength, balance, coordination, and even brain health in one deceptively simple movement that researchers now call one of the most powerful tools for aging. Well, stay with me. This last one changes everything. Exercise number 5. Exercise number 5. The bird dog hold, rewiring your body before it's too late. Have you ever stood still and suddenly felt unsure which way your body was leaning even though you weren't dizzy? Many adults over 60 describe this sensation quietly, almost embarrassed. My mind feels sharp, but my body doesn't always listen the way it used to. That disconnect is frightening because it hints at something deeper than weak muscles, a loss of communication between the brain and the body. This is where the bird dog hold becomes unlike any other exercise you've done before. To perform it, begin on the floor on a comfortable mat or carpet in your living room, bedroom, or anywhere you feel safe. Position yourself on your hands and knees. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Take a moment to find a neutral spine, not arched, not rounded, just steady. Now slowly extend your right arm forward while extending your left leg backward. You're not reaching for height, you're reaching for length. Imagine creating a straight line from your fingertips through your heel. Hold this position for 5 seconds, then return slowly and switch sides. What's happening here is far more profound than balance practice. As we age, one of the greatest hidden dangers is the decline of cross-body coordination, the brain's ability to manage both sides of the body at once. This decline increases fall risk, slows reaction time, and even affects memory and spatial awareness. The bird dog forces your brain to coordinate left and right, top and bottom, stability and movement simultaneously. This exercise activates deep core muscles that protect the spine, but it also stimulates neural pathways that many people don't realize are weakening. Studies from institutions like Mayo Clinic have shown that exercises combining balance, controlled tension, and sustained holds improve postural control and reduce fall risk more effectively than simple repetitive movements. Start with 4 to 6 repetitions per side. Breathe slowly through your nose while holding the position. If you feel shaky, that's not failure, it's feedback. It means your nervous system is waking up. Over time, you can extend the hold to 8 to 10 seconds or gently add a small pulse upward without losing control. What many older adults fear most isn't pain, it's losing trust in their body. The bird dog helps restore that trust. It teaches your body how to stabilize when reaching, turning, carrying groceries, or even twisting to look behind you in the car. These are the exact moments when falls and injuries often happen. Perhaps most importantly, this movement reminds your body how to protect itself automatically without panic, without hesitation, because aging well isn't just about strength or flexibility. It's about coordination, awareness, and confidence working together. And now that you've seen how each of these 5 exercises protects a different part of your independence, the real question becomes this: what happens when you combine them? And what kind of future are you quietly building for yourself over the next 1, 3, or 5 years? That's exactly what we're about to talk about next. Aging is fragile, but the direction is still in your hands. If there is one truth I want you to carry with you after reading this, it is this: aging does not take everything from us all at once. It happens quietly in small losses that are easy to dismiss. A weaker push from the arms, a slower rise from a chair, a moment of imbalance, a hesitation before turning or reaching. Individually, these changes don't feel dramatic. Together, they shape the future of your independence. After 60, the body becomes more fragile, not because it is failing, but because it responds differently. Muscles shrink faster, nerves transmit signals more slowly, balance relies less on reflex and more on awareness. Even sleep, something we depend on to heal, becomes a vulnerable time. Many serious injuries in older adults don't happen during exercise or activity. They happen at night, getting up to use the bathroom, turning quickly in the dark, feeling dizzy after standing, or misjudging a step when the body is half awake. That's when weakness, poor coordination, and delayed reaction time quietly show their cost. What these 5 exercises represent is not a workout routine. They are a protection strategy. Each movement addresses a different layer of aging risk: the ability to catch yourself, to stand up without strain, to maintain circulation, to stabilize your body when balance is challenged, and to keep the brain and body communicating clearly. When practiced together, they form a system, one that walking alone cannot provide. The most dangerous mistake many older adults make is assuming decline is inevitable and unchangeable. That belief leads to passivity, and passivity accelerates loss. Understanding your body correctly allows you to adjust intelligently. Adjusting consistently allows you to protect yourself proactively. Think about where you want your health to be 1 year from now. Will you move with more confidence or more caution? In 3 years, Will you still trust your legs on stairs, your balance in the shower, your strength when standing up at night? In 5 years, will you be planning your days around what you can do or what you're afraid might happen? The future is shaped less by intensity and more by intention. Small, controlled, deliberate movements performed regularly send a powerful message to your body. Adapt, strengthen, stay alert. Even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, that message is still heard. Aging will always involve change, but loss of independence does not have to be the default outcome. The people who age best are not the ones who do the most. They are the ones who understand what truly matters, make thoughtful adjustments, and protect themselves before a crisis forces change. Your body may be more delicate now. That doesn't make it weak. It makes it honest. And when you listen to it, train it wisely and respect its limits without surrendering to them, you give yourself something invaluable. Time lived on your own terms. And that more than anything else is the real secret to aging well. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with one. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.